Welcome back to another episode of Tie. Last time we dealt with Liar Bird, Liar Liar Pants on Fire. I didn't see anything about the furnace, did you? Now, I kind of am curious about Beyond the Black Stump. But if what happened last world holds true, I might get to ride a shark in this one. So we're gonna have a little look-see.
Sun, sand, surf, sharks and sea mines. There's never a dull moment in the Great Barrier Reef. Just don't forget to slap on the old sunscreen.
Well, okay then. What's up?
G'day, Ty. Rex and I are looking for pirate treasure.
Pirate treasure? Sweet.
I downloaded a map off that internet thingy, and it shows where Wedgwood's treasure is buried.
Wedgwood's treasure?
Wedgwood was a fierce pirate who ruled the southern seas, but he left pirating to try something even more cutthroat.
Like what?
Teaching. Anyway, legend has it that he buried his treasure on one of these islands. I couldn't decipher the entire map, but I think it's some sort of treasure hunt that starts on Crab Island. Could you take a look for me?
Sure, no worries.
Thanks, Darl.
Alright then. Well, this is interesting to say the least. I was not expecting a pirate treasure hunt. I was expecting like another riding level like with the Outback Safari, where instead of, you know, riding the hog, we ride the shark. That's a big deal. We're gonna assume those are enemies. We're gonna swim on past. Huh. Okay. Looks like we're on the correct path because I believe this is Crab Island. Hey, Dad Bilby. Never get tired of that little jingle, man. I don't remember who on the team did that, or if that's even mentioned, like any of the composers are even like properly mentioned. But like they cooked, man. What is this?
Ahoy there, matey.
What?
If ye be searching for old Wedgwood's treasure, then an anchor-shaped rock will give ye pleasure.
I beg your pardon? Wedgwood's treasure also. Also, Wedgwood's treasure. I sincerely beg your pardon. I find that a bit perplexing. Eh. Okay, we're not messing with the infraring. Again, I might go through, since the infraring does actually have a sonar to it, to let me know when I'm getting close to one. I might go ahead and pick up all the paintings, but that'll be like a hyperspeed video or something. Let's see. Here's 3 of the Vileplume buds. Whoa, they got motorboats? Also, this looks like a really big level. Everything's really spread out. But yeah, I really appreciate the general design that appears to have gone into this, because, you know, first we had 2 Up, where it was a very linear level, and once you got both rangs, you were encouraged to go back to, you know, because now you can glide and get up to that second area, encouraging exploration. But not mandatorily. But then, you know, you go over to walk in the park, and it's like, okay, now here's a map where you have to look around a little bit more. And then there's also shipwrecks that introduces the water element to things, and just begins to encourage you to maybe, you know, look, if you're stumped, to look at the names of things. To maybe, you know, figure out what the game kind of intends for you to do, you know, e.g. how I never figured out that it was quicksand coconuts when I was a kid, and to, you know, knock the coconuts down. I still cannot believe that dumb, like, I knew I was dumb as a child. So sad. Not interested in you. What's in here? But yeah, so it's just this progressive increase of difficulty, and then we get to, you know, level 2, where they're like, alright, cool, we gave you all the tools you need to figure out how to do this. This is spooky. We gave you all the tools you need to figure out how to do this. Here's the snow level. Here's a level where we change it up a bit. You know, you no longer are Ty, you're riding on the back of the pig. And then there's the... I still think it's a really cool design of... okay. I still think a bridge on the River Ty is a really cool... design in terms of, like, aesthetics. Oh, God! Oh. Well, I guess thanks for that. Okay. Actually, since this one's inside, I'm gonna... Whoops. Alright, try that again. But yeah, so once you finally get to level 3, that's when they're starting to throw curveballs at you, like actual real curveballs at you, being like, okay, cool. Now this NPC, which you've kind of been trained to trust the NPCs, is an absolute liar. But they've also, again, warned you, hey, through titles and stuff, that hey, something's going on. And it's a further encouragement of exploration. And now we're here in Water Level Part 2. We're in Water Level Part 2, where we get to deal with whatever this is. I still don't know what that thing that I equip is. It might be a bunyip suit or something. I feel like I remember something about that being mentioned in another Ty game, because again, we had Ty 2 Bush Rescue for the GameCube. But we also had this Game Boy Advance... What the fuck? We had this Game Boy Advance Ty that, you know... We had this Game Boy Advance Ty as well. Can I freeze you? Cannot. What? Okay, this is gonna be a little difficult, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we also had this Game Boy Advance one, And I specifically remember, like, beating the final boss and, like, not remembering anything about the game. Or I remember beating Boss Cass and him being like, so actually, Ty, do you want to join our side? We've got jackets. And I remember, like, being a kid and taking that very literally, since the Frills always wore jackets. What on earth? There better be a Thunder Egg at the end of this. What was any of that? What's the point of any of this? Oh, there is a Thunder Egg. Glad I didn't jump down. I was thinking about it for like half a second, too. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and dive. Have a look around. You know, speaking of having a Game Boy Advance and all that, I had a Game Boy Advance SP. I had the black one, but then later on I got that bluey, purple, indigo one. And it's actually kind of funny because how I ended up getting both of them. But basically, I had this, my great-grandfather, he was a wood shop kind of guy. So he was good at working with his hands. He was good at working with his hands, and he liked to work with wood a lot. Had all sorts of stuff going in his shop. So he built a little, almost like a cabinet for my movies, my VHS tapes as a kid. Oh, hold on, here's the treasure chest.
Avast ye, landlubber! Old Island is home to the very next clue. So hurry on up, is what she must do.
So my grandfather, he made this cabinet for my VHS tapes, because, you know, I was a kid, and I had a lot of them, and, so what we ended up doing, or what I ended up doing, is I had, you know, beef with my younger sibling, and because, you know, it's like, let's face it, if you don't squabble with your younger sibling, what are you even doing? So I got really upset, and the bottom, my grandfather measured it out in such a way where there was this bottom shelf that was too small for anything. But I noticed, hey, it's wide enough to where I can fit a VHS tape in there. So I took a VHS that I didn't really care about, and I set it sideways, but I set my Game Boy SP behind it and hid it. And when my brother was like, hey, I want to play on your SP, it's my turn, I would just like, oh, I don't know. So, since I put it in such a weird spot, I forgot about it, and I legitimately thought I had lost it. Until eventually, they got me the bluey purple one, indigo, whatever friggin' stupid name of a color they had. So, until I got that one, and then, like, a year later, I was going through, because I was like, alright, my SP is charging, I want an...
Army hearties! If clues that rhyme do give ye a smile, then coconut shores will surely beguile.
I'm very perplexed by this entire situation. And once again, this level is huge, like, space-wise. Alright, there's a button somewhere. But yeah, so I found it, and I was like, well, okay, I've got one now, so he shouldn't bother me for mine, now that there's this one too. And I was like, hey, I found it! So I just let him have it. But I've got a bunch of, like, funny, odd stories like that about, you know, life with siblings. Because, funny story, but me and my siblings are each like 4 years apart, basically. So I'm the middle child. And my sister was 4 years older than me, and my brother was 4 years younger. And naturally, this means the, you know, natural inherent progression of parents becoming more and more lenient as the siblings go on holds true. And also, the funny part about this is that means that when I was, you know... Basically, my sister was going through puberty when I was wanting some extra attention as a kid. And then when my sister was graduating high school and, you know, making plans to move out, I was going through puberty. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna see... Hey, you. Bite me. Bite me. Oh, they're really chill. They just don't care. Bite me? Okay, he does. Okay, they do bite. Huh. I wonder if the other guy just... I wonder if it wasn't, like, at the right angle or something. Anyway, for now. Is that the girl seahorse that helped us out? No, I don't think so. But yeah, so once I was going through puberty, my brother was kind of a brat. And then, you know, when I was going through graduating high school, my brother was going from being a brat to, you know, starting to develop some issues. And, you know, it's just one of those interesting, odd family dynamics that I have. And I don't know how many people really relate to it, because it feels so special and unique to me. I guess. I don't know. That's what I wanted. Anyway, how's y'all's day going? I hope it's going well. I know that life can be hard sometimes, and I know that sometimes you feel like that nothing you do has ever amounted to anything, and that sometimes life really just feels like it's too much. And I want you to know, that's okay. Life doesn't have to have an inherent goal or an inherent end purpose. Like, you don't have to work to try and find the end, basically. Alright, hit me. Oops.
Yo ho ho! Deep underwater is where ye must go. To a shipwreck called Janie to see the next show.
And also, as a reminder for anybody who's like, man, why'd you say like that internet thing? Reminder, this game was released in 2002. This is when dial-up was still the norm. Like, I specifically remember talking to my mom, be like, hey mom, are you gonna get a phone call? Do you need to use the landline for anything? And she was like, no, I don't think so. Do you want to use the internet? I was like, yeah, mom, I want to go on the Yahoo games and play Alibaba slots or like Slingo. It was such a time to be alive, let me tell you. Well, there's the underwater shipwreck. We're gonna ignore it for just a minute and run around collecting more stuff. And you know, to go back to what I was saying a minute ago, though, I know a lot of the things I say seem like sappy or mushy or ooey gooey, and just that so hyper positive that, you know, it might even come across as fake to some people. But I just want people to have a moment where they don't have to feel like the world is so bad. And if it comes from a guy pretending to be a practically spherical dog on the internet, then, I mean, all the better. I don't trust that angle. I don't trust that angle, so we're gonna go ahead and get on this. Back to over there. All right. After this level, we get a new rang. We're already at about 200. This is good, this is good. Looking good, looking good. Ooh. This is how we miss stuff. Alright, are you moving? Actually, what am I saying? Haha! I gotta remember I have these now. You know, this is honestly a really good thing that games do. This is a bit of design. This is something that I really do enjoy. It's the concept of the... What do you call it? I know Josh Strife Hayes probably has a word for it, because he's, you know, smart and clever like that, and incredibly British. But it's like a hidden tutorial, a diegetic tutorial? I don't know the word. I'm probably like getting all sorts of confused. But basically it's a tutorial that the game doesn't outright state it, but lets you figure it out. That's not good. Man, you were charging at me there, weren't you, bud? I'm probably going really backwards. I'm gonna end up back at the sunken ship or something. There might also be a good bit of editing in this video as well, because it's turning out to be a really big, really wide open level, but I do feel like it's not, oh god, I do feel like it's not too big, you know what I mean? Like, I'm discovering things at a good rate. I don't know, I'm just, you know, as an adult who played this as a kid, I'm just really observing the design decisions that were made. And I guess I'm really appreciating it. Because, like, I knew this game was fun. I knew this game was, you know, kind of good, but I didn't really understand it or think about it.
G'day, Ty.
Del and I have been looking for treasure.
Bonza!
We've discovered the secret location of Parrotbeard's long-lost booty. It's inside this cave, but there's a problem.
What sort of problem?
A big 8-legged one.
8 legs? Oh, no! Oh, I hate spiders.
Well, you're in luck, doll. It's a giant octopus.
Could you keep it busy while we gather the treasure?
I'm very interested in how this is gonna go. That's about how I'm feeling, Ty.
Good on you, mate. Keep that 8-legged beast busy.
Oh my goodness.
Shoot the tentacles! Struth! That octopus is a real meanie.
Oh my
I
gosh.
reckon we could try again, but we need you to keep him busy. We really need your help, Ty. Can you keep that octopus at bay while we grab the treasure?
Yeah,
Good
okay,
on you,
alright,
mate.
so I gotta
Keep that 8-legged beast busy.
follow the one who is currently running. Alright. God, I didn't expect to, you know, deal with Sastasha / the Hullbreaker Isle. They just look like some of them just kind of go down over time as it is. Alright, come on. Nope. Whoa, now. Nope. Yeah, I think they're just grabbing the treasure chests, so it looks like that might be the last one. I can imagine this must last too much long past this. Otherwise it's gonna start to wear out its welcome.
Bonza, mate.
There we go.
You kept that giant octopus off our backs.
We couldn't have done it without you, doll.
So here's your share.
Wicked!
Well, I did sequence break, I guess, with the treasure hunt. Magic carpet. Let's go up here. Have a look around. So if I get him from behind, auto kill. Actually, can I set these on fire? I can. That's interesting. Alright, I've got 8 golden cogs. 215. Oh my gosh, I'm like none of the thunder eggs. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Alright. Well, let's keep going. There's the shipwrecks. Let's have a look at that.
Shiver me timbers. to island, you glided, jumped, and swam. Now return to the start to see where I am.
Excuse you? Where are you?
You did it! You found Wedgwood's treasure.
You've searched far and wide, you landlubber ye. Now here be me treasure, so go, let me be.
Ugh. Well, one thing's for certain.
Yeah, what's that?
Wedgwood was a pirate, not a poet.
Yeah, had a boat and couldn't row it.
Well, look at that. A thunder egg. Who would have guessed?
You little ripper!
A thunder egg, who would have guessed? I mean... yeah. Man, that's like geocaching. Anybody, like... I was about to say, anybody remember geocaching? But no, apparently geocaching is still very much alive and well. I just remember... kind of... maybe not when it first started, but I remember my grandfather... He took me and my sister out for geocaching a bit here and there, and it was pretty fun. We were never really good at finding it, and I would always get bored really quick. But this is, you know, back before geocaches were just giant puzzles, and instead it's just, hey, go to these coordinates, and here's a hint on where it's hidden. But there's also the issue that came up where I remember one of them that we tried to find apparently was mistaken for like a bomb, because it was like just an unattended object just around a playground, and you know, you gotta love post 9/11 America, but I just thought it was really interesting that, you know, you have this just random unattended object that's, you know, probably like the size of a canteen. It must be a bomb. Clear the area! Call the bomb squad! It's so strange how paranoid some people are about things. I am curious about what's going on over here with these Rills riding their motorboats. Oh, it looks like the seahorse guy is here too. Okay, we will be back to see you, because it's easy to spot those frills on their boats. But we're gonna go ahead and follow the trail of crates here. I don't know, you guys want me to start telling jokes? I mean, I got some, like, nasty jokes. Like, okay, so, there's... this is a dirty joke, but... So there's a little boy who goes to stay with his grandparents for a little while, right? And little boy is... you know, sitting around playing with his toys, and he notices his grandpa's sitting in his chair having a bit of whiskey, you know. Grandpa's got some whiskey, he's taking a sip. The little boy looks up and says, "Hey, Grandpa, can I have a sip of your whiskey?" Grandpa looks at him and says, "Is your dick long enough to touch your asshole?" And boy says, "Well, no." And the grandpa takes another sip and says, "You can't have none of my whiskey." Later on, maybe a day goes by. You know, little boy comes out and sees that Grandpa's smoking a cigar on the front porch. He looks at Grandpa and says, well, hey, Grandpa, you know, I've never had any bit of a cigar before. Can I maybe try it? Grandpa looks at him and says, boy, is your dick long enough to touch your asshole? And the boy says, well, no. And Grandpa says, well, then you can't have none of my cigar. So, boy, maybe another day goes by, and the boy is off doing his thing when he has been given a nice, fresh, hot batch of cookies from Grandma with some milk. Grandpa comes in, looks at him and says, well, hey there, boy. Can I have some of your cookies? And little boy looks at his grandpa and says, I don't know, Grandpa, is your dick long enough to touch your asshole? And Grandpa says, well, yes it is. Little boy looked at him and said, good, then you can go fuck yourself.
Those frills drive me nuts. They have been tearing around the neighborhood for the last week, causing all sorts of strife. If you can make them stop, I've got a present for you.
Okay, it's a deal.
Ah! There we go. Now I understand. Go on. Go on, sit back down, and we're all fine, we're all fine. Go. Got him too. So in case you haven't noticed, the Zoomerang actually has like super turbo range and is basically a sniper rifle.
Can you hear that?
Hear what?
That wonderful silence. Nothing. Ah, thanks.
Well, I'll be off.
Oh, yeah, your reward. Will this do? I don't know what it is, but sure is pretty.
You beauty!
I want to know like the voice acting direction for this game. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and have a look. So, that's obviously Time Attack. We know that's Julius's machine. So, directly behind me, there's a Thunder Egg. And given that it's a Thunder Egg that I do not yet have, it is entirely possible that I am just too stupid to have noticed there was another path. Alright, yep, okay, so there's a Thunder Egg right there. Oh, and was I doing the thing again? I don't know why when I hold down the bite button I do this sometimes, but not... Oh! It took away one of my... Okay. Okay. I don't fully get it now, but I kind of get it now. You know what I mean? I kind of get what's going on now. I get to, like, charge up. I get to charge up with my opals. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, damn it, damn it, damn it. So I get to charge up with my opals, and when I've got a charge, I get to do that. go. Alright, so there's 4, and I'm missing 1. I will more than likely let this be the last Thai episode I record for today. And then go off and record some more Echo, because I'm excited to see what happens in Carl's route, because, you know, for those that are in the know, at time of recording this, I'm still on Saturday in Carl's route. Like, I haven't recorded any further past that just yet. Okay. Shit! Shit! Okay. Got that. Now I unfortunately am at a bit of a loss on where the remaining Thunder Eggs could be. I'm gonna go over here and I'm going to break open these very hut-shaped containers. See, they make the same sound as if you broke a crate. So, obviously they're just very hut-shaped containers. Yeah. Oh. I am blind. That's true what they say. People never look up. Oh, shh. I would ask future editing Coco to do something to make that look better, but, you know, not even my own intermediate editing skills can make that look good. Damn it! Oh. Oh. You know what makes this even worse? I'm recording this on what essentially is the Wednesday of my work week. Alright. There is all 10 cogs, and we are missing 1 Bilby. So we're missing the Bilbies, we're missing 7 opals somewhere. We're gonna go ahead and go back to the beginning of the level and do the race to see what we can do.
What are your legs?
Steel flippers.
What are they gonna do?
Hurl me through the water. I hope.
Ho-ho, let's race!
Oh boy. Let's go. What? There we go. Just gotta pull ahead, pull ahead. Hopefully somewhere along the way we will find... We will notice an opal. Or a crate. Or something. I think I saw Rex. He's right on my butt. Go, 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 go. Come on. Alright.
Well, I'll be a sea monkey's uncle. You beat me. You're a corker of a swimmer, mate. Here, you deserve this.
Sweet.
I didn't see any opals. Did you? Alright. Back in a minute. Barely freaking see this. Oh my gosh. Alright. Well, this sucks. Alright, so turns out I'm an idiot and or blind, and there were two that were just underneath the water by these buoys that I just missed. And then there's this, which this should have 5. Okay. Alright. Came expecting to ride a shark. Wound up having to deal with the pain and suffering of one of these overly massive water levels. What? Ty, what? What? How do you lose a boomerang? It always comes back. Whatever, see you guys in the next one. Have a good night, guys.